Welcome to Seize the Mains Daily Answer Writing by Malhotra's IS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and I'm taking this answer writing series for UPSC and State Civil Services mains exam. If you are new to this initiative, you can download the timetable and the entire compilation for the season 1 from the link in the description below. The special part about this initiative is that you can send your answers to us and our experts evaluate them and respond them with the feedback entirely free of cost. So moving on, it's day 51 of Seize the Mains and the topic for today is from GS paper 3, Achievements of Indians in Science and Technology. Let's see what is the question for today, but before that keep a pen and a paper handy with you. Make your own structure for the answer, pause the video there, understand the question and just try to recall what all facts you know about the question and how will you approach it. So let's see what is the question. How was India benefited from the contributions of Sir M. Visvesvaraya and Dr. M.S. Swaminathan in the fields of water engineering and agricultural science respectively? Answer in 150 words for 10 marks. Send your answers to us at rmiasmainswriting@gmail.com in the next 24 hours, that is by 9 p.m. of 21st April. So, this is a 150 words answer and you have to talk about two scientists here, two people who contributed to the achievement to the benefit or development of science and technology in India. So, the word limit with you is very small and the facts or data points that you might have would be very much in number. So, what we do in 150 words answer is, first thing that we don't write full sentences if we think that our answer will go long. Secondly, you can skip the conclusion part at least. I recommend that you have an introduction, at least maximum 2 lines of introduction. Never skip an introduction, but you can always skip a conclusion since this is a fact based question. So, your entire answer will have just 3 paragraphs. The first one would be your introduction. The second paragraph would be devoted to Sir M. Visvesvaraya, and the third paragraph would be for Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. So, let's see what can be the introduction. An introduction gives an overview to the answer. It's a conversation with the examiner. So, how can we give a brief overview? By paraphrasing the question we have. So, these two scientists worked under certain situations. They were present under certain situations when number 1, Indian agriculture was not developed enough, number 2, irrigation systems were not developed, and the first one actually had a great contribution to developing irrigation systems in India, and the second one, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, actually ushered the green revolution in India. So, you can talk about that India was living from ship to mouth conditions, that food grains were imported and this situation could only be changed due to the contribution of Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. And you can talk about that agriculture was very backward and irrigation facilities were not there, or dams were of not good quality, or floodgates were not there, automated floodgates. So, you can give a brief overview of what you are going to write. Let's see what can be our introduction, and after writing the introduction, in our linkage point we will introduce the scientists, the both personalities we have to talk about. So, Sir M. Visvesvaraya and Dr. M.S. Swaminathan are considered as architects of modern India, as their contributions significantly shaped our current position in the world. This is a very general line. You can write it or just ignore it, if you just skip it if you don't want your answer to be very long or you don't want to beat around the bush. So, the British rule in India neglected modernization of Indian agriculture, and little was done to improve irrigation systems. See, this is a very important fact, because modernization of Indian agriculture and irrigation system, that is where their contributions were, and that is what we will talk about. So, create a space for what you are going to write, create the need that yes, I am going to write this and I know what I am writing. So, in fact, after independence, India did not have enough to feed its increasing population, forcing it to subsist on ship to mouth existence. So, just 2-3 lines in the introduction, and in the linkage point we are writing, in such situation Dr. M. Visvesvaraya and M.S. Swaminathan revolutionized their respective fields of knowledge, contributing enormously to India's development. So, now we can directly talk about what were their individual contributions. We will start by the first one. The India's greatest civil engineer, we call him Dr. M. Visvesvaraya, and the builder of dams, bridges and a nation. So, that is what we popularly refer him as you can see here, India's greatest civil engineer and the builder of dams, bridges and a nation in general. So, first of all, in the first point that we will write about the India's greatest civil engineer, we'll talk generally about him, that what is he referred to as and what were his general contributions. So, remember that are remembered as India's most prolific civil engineer. This gives an introduction that who was he, what was his profession. See, in case of any scientist that is asked by UPSC, any Indian scientist that is part of your syllabus. So, just start by writing about what the profession of scientist was or the specialization of scientist. So, dam builder, India's most prolific engineer, dam builder, he consolidated dams across country. Economist, statesman, he is recognized for his brilliance and creativity in harnessing water resources and revolutionizing the irrigation system in India. So, this first point gives the introduction or a brief overview of the personality we are talking about. Okay, so your first point is the brief overview. The subsequent points will have detailed contributions, and the last point will always consist of what awards he got, or is any day that is attributed to him, or are any postage stamps that that the government has recently released in to honor them, to respect them. So, chief engineer, he was the chief engineer of Krishna Raja Sagar Dam in Mysore. So, this dam not only provided irrigation water to the nearby areas, but it also provided drinking water. So, this is a fact that you must know when you are preparing for mains and this part of the syllabus. So, this detail that he was the chief engineer of that dam, and how that dam helped. Just mentioning the facts will not justify your answer. You will have to tell that how a particular action or a contribution benefited the society as a whole. The next is that he invented block system. What was the block system? There were automated gates, automated floodgates placed on a dam, that whenever water would overflow above a particular line, above a particular measure, those gates would open up automatically. So, or they would close automatically in the conditions of overflow. He patented the floodgates, which saved thousands of people from floods, especially in Hyderabad, Mysore, Maharashtra and Odisha. So, his contribution was towards developing the block system, which saved people from floods. So, that was a very breakthrough innovation, and only the people with right mindset and the right aim of life can bring such an innovation. Like there is talent available everywhere, but that spirit of doing something beneficial for the society, which nobody has imagined before, that is only there in few people, and those people actually become the change maker of their times and benefit the generations to come. So, that was his contribution. In 1955, he was awarded the Bharat Ratna Award for his exceptional contribution to the water engineering of India. And every year on 15th September, we celebrate Engineers Day in his memory to honor him. So, these many points are more than enough. His main contribution was towards irrigation and development and consolidation of dams. So, that is something you have to mention. Also, specific points have been mentioned here to add more weight to your answer. Facts always add more weight to your answer, so don't underestimate them. The next one is Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. As we know that he is the father of green revolution in India. So, but you'll have to balance the information that you provide. In the previous part, we provided 5 points, or you'll be writing 5 sentences for the first scientist or the first engineer, first personality that we are talking about. So, your answer has to be balanced. The examiner should not think that okay, about one personality, but about the other personality you do not know. So, that becomes an imbalanced answer, and you tend to get lower marks in that. So, he is more of a recent personality, not only to green revolution, but there were many there was a committee on agriculture that was being set up to prevent farmer suicides in India. So also mention that point, and there are many recommendations that he gave from time to time for improvement of Indian agriculture. So mention about those commissions and those committees also. So starting with the brief overview of Mr. M.S. Swaminathan. In 1960s, when India was facing mass shortage of food, M.S. Swaminathan along with Norman Borlaug and other scientists developed the high yielding variety of wheat and rice and introduced to farmers under the Green Revolution. So this was the most important contribution of Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, high yielding varieties of seeds. Our country was unable to feed its population. We could only become self-sufficient in food grains, and we could become exporters also, just because of the contribution of Mr. M.S. Swaminathan, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. It helped making India self-sufficient in food grains. So this is about it. He was the director of ICAR. What is ICAR? It is Indian Council of Agricultural Research. All over India, whatever is the research that is going on in terms of seeds that we produce, in terms of the soil used for agriculture, that is carried out by ICAR, including the new varieties of seeds that we are producing. So that is carried out by ICAR, and Dr. M.S. Swaminathan served as the director of ICAR. So as the director there, first thing he did was that he mentored young agro scientists. You know, he motivated them that you need to work for the country and you need to feel inspired, because this is a social cause. This is not just a career or a profession, this is a social cause, this is the need of the hour. Secondly, Krishi Vigyan Kendras. You know, Krishi Vigyan Kendras are present in all parts of the country, and these are the places where farmers go for advice, for new varieties of seeds. And see, here you have, on one end, you have universities working, universities or ICAR working under research. How are they connected to the farmers in the growing crops? How are they connected? They are connected through these KVKs. Krishi Vigyan Kendras. Many interns who are, you know, pursuing this agriculture as their careers or studying in agriculture universities, they go to KVKs for internships, for interacting directly with the farmers, and through KVKs they are sent to fields for better interaction, or farmers approach KVKs for improvement in the farming or agriculture practices. So KVKs are one-stop centers for Indian agriculture, for Indian farmers. So he expanded the network of Krishi Vigyan Kendras. Just go to Google and check how many Krishi Vigyan Kendras have we got right now in India. India. So they are immense in number. They are huge in number, and these are the places where all work gets done from. The third one is that apart from serving as head of various national and international institutions, he headed the National Commission on Farmers, this committee that we were talking about, constituted in 2004 to address the nationwide calamity of farmer suicides in India. So this was the biggest problem with India, that agriculture was becoming less profitable and farmers were under the burden of loans from formal or mostly from informal sources. So to protect their honor, what they used to resort to, and even now what they resort to, is committing suicide. So he also, you know, gave a lot of recommendations for MSP, the minimum support price that government gives. He also used to write a lot of articles in the newspapers or editorial columns. So that is his contribution, like an evergreen and lifelong contribution towards Indian agriculture, towards improvement of the society of India as a whole, towards the benefit of India as a nation. So he was awarded Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan for his services. So Padma Bhushan is a higher award, and so he was awarded that also. Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan were awarded to him. So this is your answer for the day. It is a 150 words answer, and a lot of information has been given. you can either have a conclusion or skip it. You can just conclude by saying that yes, both are eminent personalities and their contribution to Indian nation making has been immense. It is very huge in scale and this is unforgettable, and they'll be remembered for times to come, things like that, something giving a positive note to the examiner. Or in 150 words answer, after giving so much information, conclusion becomes obsolete. So skip a conclusion if the word limit doesn't allow you to add more facts into the body paragraph. So this was about your answer. Try to write your own answer, though there are just a few facts that can be incorporated here. Try to develop a new type of structure for this answer, I would suggest, and send your answers to us in the next 24 hours, that is by 9 p.m. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe it. This is the right time. There are many initiatives going on our channel, especially from prelims point of view, since prelims is approaching. Whether you are aspiring for this year civil services exam or for next year's, the initiatives will definitely benefit you, because UPSC and state civil services, they ask like in retrospect, in for past 2 years, you'll have to put that work, especially around current affairs. Prelim sprint is going on a daily basis. It will go on for 45 days till prelims. So make sure that you get back to our channel on YouTube at 5 p.m. every day except for Sundays. It will help you immensely in your preparation, and keep working hard. All the best and stay tuned.